development. So that the cells acquire the specific shape and structure at the end of their development. That is the development will be, we are observed that they lost their divisional capacity temporarily or permanently and perform the specialized functions. So that these cells may be living or death with thin or thick cell walls. So based on the number of kinds of cells it involved in the composition of tissue, that permanent tissues are again recognized into two types mainly. That permanent tissues are simple tissues and complex tissues. We are coming to the first simple tissues. So that simple tissues are homogeneous in nature. So all are only single type that are composed of structurally.
Madam, any slides are there now? Madam, any slides?
Sorry, sir. No,
okay, madam. Please you continue.
Okay, sir. Okay, that simple tissues, these are homogeneous in nature and composed of structurally and functionally similar cells. That may be Parenchyma or Parenchyma and Chlorine. These three are the common simple tissues. Parenchyma, Parenchyma and Chlorine. These three are we are called that simple tissues. Cells of first we are coming to the Parenchyma. So see here it's very important. Cells of Parenchyma are simple and living, variously shaped and perform many physiological functions. So all are similar cells that structurally and functionally same, but this is a common tissue and shows least specialization. That the mature Parenchyma shows that character of division. So that Parenchyma tissue, it is also able to transform into a complete plant through the tissue culture. Okay, in most of the herbs we are observed that this is the common tissue. Parenchyma tissue is the common tissue, and the plant parts of the lower groups are mainly filled with this tissue. So mainly in that it is a fundamental, and that the plant parts of lower groups mainly filled with the Parenchyma tissue. In woody plants, that soft parts like leaves, immature stem and roots, it consists of Parenchyma. Roots, immature stem, that soft parts like leaves, these all are having the Parenchyma. By nature, that sporogenous cells also belong to this Parenchyma. And occurrence, these Parenchyma in the most of the plants, almost all the parts are filled with the Parenchyma tissue. Usually it occurs in the following parts, mainly that cortex, medulla and pericycle of the stems and roots. Cortex, medulla, pericycle. And palisade and spongy Parenchyma of mesophyll cells. In the leaf anatomy, we are observed that that palisade and spongy Parenchyma is there. There is a two types of Parenchyma. There is a palisade and a spongy Parenchyma. And pulpy parts of the fruits. Okay, pulpy parts of the fruits, we are observed that only that Parenchyma is present in that fruits, pulpy fruits. Okay, embryo and endosperm, xylem and phloem, these all are parts having the Parenchyma. Embryo and endosperm, xylem and phloem. Next, origin. That Parenchyma of the primary body of the plant. Example, cortex and medulla, mesophyll, floral parts originates from the ground meristem. Okay, so that origin of the Parenchyma is the primary body of the plant. Example, cortex, medulla, mesophyll, floral parts, all are originates from the ground meristem. This Parenchyma of the primary vascular bundles develops from the procambium. That is very important, Nana. That the Parenchyma, it is the primary vascular bundles, all are developed from the procambium. That the Parenchyma of secondary vascular tissue is produced from the vascular cambium and of the secondary cortex from the phallogen. Okay, that is the vascular cambium and that of the secondary cortex from the phallogen. That is the origin. So All our parts originates from the ground meristem, and vascular bundles develops from the procambium. Okay, we are coming to the structure of parenchyma. The phases of parenchyma cells are almost isodiametric. That shape is that structure is that isodiametric in nature. Sometimes they may be multifacial. In the medium-sized homogeneous tissue, we are observed that 14 to 17 phases are present in the structure of parenchyma cells. Okay, so that is not important, I think. Only occurrence and origin and what are the types of parenchyma, it's very, very important. Okay, so next we are coming to the Chlorine Chyma. Different types of parenchyma. In that parenchyma is differentiated into 5 types. That is important. And after that, Chlorine Chyma. We are coming to the Chlorine Chyma. The parenchyma cells which participate in the photosynthesis with abundant chloroplast is called Chlorine Chyma. Okay, different types of parenchyma is there. That is first one is the Chlorine Chyma. Chlorine. So in the name that is present, all are having the photosynthesis in nature. Because of that, the chloroplasts are present in the cells. So that is called a Chlorine Chyma. These are common in the palisade and spongy parenchyma of mesophyll of leaves. So in the leaf anatomy, we are observed that palisade and spongy parenchyma is there. In that, the chloroplasts are present in that cells. So that's why that type of parenchyma is called Chlorine Chyma. Okay. Next, second one is the storage parenchyma. So in that name, we are observed that storage. What is the storage? The parenchyma tissue also functions as storage tissue. Because of that, the the prepared food material that was stored by the some type of cells, that is called storage parenchyma. It consists of leucoplasts. Okay, it's very, very important. That is a leucoplasts are present. The stored food materials occur either in liquid or solid state in the vacuoles or cytoplasm of parenchyma cells. Proteins, amides, nitrogenous materials, insoluble carbohydrates and sugars all are occur in the solid state. So for example, beetroot and scale leaves of onion. Okay, these are the example for that stored parenchyma. Storage parenchyma is very, very important. And next we are coming to the third one, Parenchyma. In the hydrophytes, we are observed this Parenchyma. Already you know that some plants which grow in moisture intercellular spaces are well developed. Okay, these are larger than the size of the cells due to the presence of air in these empty spaces. Whenever that we are observed that in the empty spaces, so that empty spaces filled with the air. So that's why that spaces, these are helpful for buoyancy. This is known as Parenchyma. It's very, very important. Parenchyma is one of the part in the parenchyma. That the one of the type Parenchyma. So in the hydrophytic plants, we are observed that Parenchyma. So due to the presence of air in the empty spaces, these are helpful for buoyancy. It's very, very important. And next we are coming to the water storage parenchyma. So this is a specialized parenchyma, which is meant for storage of water in the succulents. So it is very, very important. This type of questions asked in the entrance. So what are the succulent helpful in the succulents means that is water storage parenchyma. One of the special, we are called specialized parenchyma. These cells are very larger than the normal parenchymatous cells. Cell walls are very thin with cytoplasm as thin layer. The